What if you had 1 year? 1 year to live. 1 year to exist. 1 year to make videos with a friend that might traumatize your mailman or strange people walking down the street. Of course, if you're here in this video, I'm talking about, you know that I'm talking about Unus Annus. Great intro there, Slack, really good. For those that don't know, Unus Annus was a channel by Markiplier and Crank Gameplays, two YouTube mega creators who they were popular before, but they exploded quickly after Unus Annus was. And basically what it was is they recorded a video a day for a year, and then at the end of that, they were to delete everything: the channel, the videos, the Twitter, the DeviantArt account, the Pornhub subscription, whatever else they had. It's basically they had all these different social media accounts to go along with it, but the main channel was the important part, and they actually did it. They uploaded every day for a year nonstop. Never missed, never had to upload a day late or anything. Always had something ready to go, and it was great. It was really really good. I loved it. They ended it with a 12-hour live stream today actually, but a year ago, so not now. But it has been 1 year since they ended that with a 12-hour live stream. It has been an Unus Annus since Unus Annus, and I'm sure that's how Latin works, and I'm not going to question it. But I enjoyed it. It left a big impact on me as not just as like a YouTube creator, although you wouldn't think that if you follow my channel, knowing how sparsely I upload, but just really just in general in the way I think about life and stuff. But when I first started the channel, I was just, it was something to watch. I was already a fan of Mark, and to a lesser extent to Ethan. I watched them both, here and there and everything, and especially Markiplier at that point in time. And I'd seen all the Markiplier makes, and that's probably actually what got me into Unus Annus was like watching the Markiplier makes and stuff, and being like, oh cool, it'll be like that, but for a whole year. And yeah, in a way it was, but it also wasn't, and it worked great. I loved it. It's been a year, and I haven't seen the videos since then, so there's obviously my memory now is sadly fuzzy. But the memories that I do have from watching it, like, I mean, just every time I was always entertained from watching them search for mermaids, or the pink trombone. That episode was hilarious, or just watching them just kind of hang out with each other, which really, I think that's what Unus Annus felt like to me. It was watching Mark and Ethan and Amy kind of hang out uh uh together, just as friends, and it was like dropping in, watching them do silly stuff, and sometimes they would have, bits that were actually sketches, or they would go into bits while they were doing the videos. Like the camp videos were very heavily different than filmed, than the more kind of candidish, is that a word? More kind of candid videos of the other videos, and everything. And then sometimes, like when Jack Septiceye dropped by, which was really cool. Like it was just like watching them kind of get together and hang out, and it was really neat. Even if Jack almost felt a little more like a fish out of a water sort of situation, and it was like, oh, this is kind of Mark and Ethan's show, but he was there, and like, but it was great. Like those, I love those episodes with him. I think my favorite thing with him was when they were doing the accents, and they were learning how to do accents, and they did Irish. And I don't remember how they did the Irish accent. I just remember that they called Jack up and they were speaking Irish, and he was like, "What is happening? What is going on?" And they were like, "Oh, we're doing accents," and he was like, and they were doing an Irish accent. He's like, "Oh, which one was that?" Because it was so bad. I don't know why that video was so funny. I really loved the channel, and I think like most people, it definitely made an impact on me, as it did everyone. I mean, as it did all of you. I mean, it English. It definitely left an impact on me, and it's the way that I think about things, and the way that I upload to YouTube when I actually get around to doing it, as you might have noticed. But even though, like, I'm not uploading constantly, like every day or all the time or whatever. Right now, I don't really know what I want to do with my YouTube channel, and the best part about that is that the algorithm, I don't know what that was, the algorithm, it's not gonna push me to any creators or to anybody right now to watch because there's no content being produced or anything, and so gives me a little bit of time to kind of play around and decide what I want to do with my channel and everything. But even with that, like I wouldn't have really put that much thought into it if it hadn't been for like Unus Annus, and like Mark said, I think on there he was talking, or he said multiple times, I can't remember when, but he's talked about it being like a place that you can create and do and make whatever you want. I really like that. I love the idea of like YouTube being your little corner of the internet that you can control and change and make stuff for, whatever that means. I like that idea. So I don't know what I'll eventually do with mine. Maybe it'll just be stuff like this. Maybe I won't ever do anything with it. I don't know. But it's not about me today. No, but yeah, it's been a weird year since Unus Annus has ended, and having a video every day for a year, and then the year after with no videos every day is very different, and you really like if you go back and watch it, because like I know that they're obviously there are copies of the videos, or you can go back and watch clips on YouTube, and like you go back and like yeah, it's great, but like it is different watching it now that it's kind of gone. It's more like looking back at memories or whatever like that. And the community obviously is still there. The community is real big. I think those of us that were really into Unus Annus will always be a part of like that community. I think that's something that's always gonna be there. I don't think that's gonna change. But even with that, like just in general, uh, like you watch them now, and yeah, it's great. It's still funny and everything, but like they've moved on. The community too, in a sense, has moved on. The channel is gone, and it does feel different now to go back and watch it. Like it's still there, but the magic isn't the same. I mean, I'm like if you showed somebody new the videos, like I'm sure they would enjoy it, but like you had to be there to really experience it, and the ones that were there, like I think it changed them or made an impact on them. I know, like for the ones that made it, like Ethan and Mark and Amy and Evan. I couldn't remember his name for a second there. And then like the editors, I know Lixian was in one of them. I don't know. I don't remember the other's name. I don't think I really knew their names anyway, because they'd mostly just go editor, and then whoever edited, they'd do whatever. But but I mean, I mean, like all of them obviously were changed by and had like an amazing time with it. And I would love to be a part of. I want to be a part of something like that, or do something like that with my own channel, and or with something that I create. I love that aspect of like taking people somewhere else, taking them to a new place, a new world, and changing things for them. I think that's really cool, and I love that you can make something, not just on YouTube, but anywhere, and it had that impact on people. I mean, and it was an experience. It wasn't just a YouTube video, and I like that, and I like that you can do that with something that you've made, that you can change people's lives. You can affect it and inspire them and everything. I mean, that's really cool, but I don't think I'll ever actually be to that point. But it was neat being a part of something with someone who was, I guess, in a way. But I mean, it's been a weird year, like I said, since then. But my dog passed away, and I changed shifts from being an overnight, kind of evening to overnight worker, to now being a morning worker, and I work a day less. I only work 3 days right now. You'd think all that free time I'd make a lot more YouTube videos, but I haven't done anything productive with that time. But I've enjoyed it. But even now, like I'll watch YouTube, and I'll watch like Markiplier, and I'll watch Ethan, and like Jack and all of them. I watch a lot of different creators and everything. Well, not that many, but I watch YouTube. But like there was something special about Unus Annus. It was very different, and I think it was because of the fact that it was fated to end, to die, and then the community around it that made it that something special. Because we all knew it was limited. We all knew that it was going to be gone someday, and that allowed it to become to become what it was, something special. And even though we knew, yeah, there'd be uploads, people would re-upload it or whatever. Probably eventually, like Mark and Ethan won't be able to get them all. They'll eventually be uploaded, and you can go watch them whenever. But it was that moment that was created from it that made it special. I feel like, and I mean, there's not really much for me to say that other people can't say better or haven't said better. But yeah, just a year out from that, I remember the live stream happened while I was at work because I was working evenings then, and so I would watch it like every chance I got, like at break or if I'd gone to the bathroom. When, excuse me, when I was at lunch, any of that, I watched anytime I got a chance. But I knew I would have 2 hours before it was over when I would go home because I got off at 11:30, I think. Yeah, at that time, or 11. I got off at 11:30, something like that. But I knew when I got home, by the time I got home, I'd have 2 hours. So I got home, got showered, and got ready and everything, and just sat down and I got me some food and I just watched like the last 2 hours of the live stream, and watched them. I watched them delete the channel live, and I think it was really cool. They called Amy over, and all three of them did it because I mean that really was like the three of them were no offense, Evan, but the three of them were like the core of the channel really, and watching them interact. And it was cool that they all deleted it at the same time and everything. And I mean, it was great, and just being there for the live stream was pretty cool. I mean, it was basically, it was basically being there, for like I said, for something just really special, and it was being there and watching the screen go to black and knowing that like the channel was gone. And then they deleted all their other social media accounts or private ones. They couldn't delete them. Like that was just really it was really different. It was a really weird thing to think of because it's like it's just an online thing. You don't think of it being something that you could maybe take for granted or that wouldn't be there later. Which was the entire point of the channel. That was really loud. Which was the entire point of the channel was to do that, and I like that. I thought it was great. But anyway, it's late at night. I need to sleep. Actually, I got a concert tomorrow. I'm gonna go see Churches live. I'm excited. But yeah, I did this drawing just something to be in the background while I rambled. Not that I really expect it to matter. I don't know that anyone's gonna get this far in the video. Who's gonna listen to me ramble for 12 minutes or however long this ends up being? But yeah, at least hopefully if you had some memories, like let me know in the comments. Hopefully you enjoyed the series as well, and you have fond memories of it and everything. I remember, ironically, after the series ended, I went to go hang out with some friends, and they didn't really know why I was like, I'm gonna be 2 hours late. They didn't really understand because they didn't watch it, but like I was like, I'll be 2 hours late and everything. And so afterwards, I went to go hang out with them, and the car was started smoking while I was on the road, so that was terrifying. And but I only remember that it was a busted hose. It was actually just like a radiator or something. But yeah, I just remember like that was after that night, and it was so weird because it was like I was still processing the emotions of like that being over, and then also whatever's going on with the car, and everything. And so it was an interesting night, but anyway, like I said, I gotta wrap this up. But yeah, I've got the U2s. I've got Mark and Ethan sitting here on the desk, looking at me forever. But hopefully, yeah, if you've got happy memories with the series, and you're bored, I guess you can like write them down in the comments. I'd love to actually read them. I mean, I'm joking, but yeah, I love like reading about stuff like that with everything. And the community was what made Unus Annus so special, and it was so amazing being a part of that. Even just in the terms of like watching it and interacting on the forums and stuff, which I'm sure is how most people feel. And of course they probably won't receive this, but thank you to Mark and Ethan and Amy and Evan and Lixian and all the other editors and people that brought this in all the places they went and visited and all the people and everything for making the channel. That was really cool. And yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I don't really have another way to thank them. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know why. That's really awkward. That felt really awkward thanking them over a video. I don't know that. I don't know why. But yeah, I enjoyed it, and hopefully you did too. But hopefully it impacted your life in a positive way. and made your. I know it made my 2020 better. I hope it made your 2020 better. But yeah, hopefully this drawing's terrible. I'm not an artist, but I just thought I'd screw around and do whatever in the background, and hopefully I've added music. I was gonna add music to this one as well. The drawing was gonna be sped up, but I think now my video is gonna be as long as the drawing, so it doesn't matter. So anyway, I guess that's everything. Thanks for listening, and if you've actually made it this far. But I hope you, yeah, I mean, hope that you, maybe you got some insight. It made you think, oh man, I enjoyed being a part of it too. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But for now, I guess that's everything. Memento mori. Unus Annus. I won't see you tomorrow because I don't upload ever.